What if I told you there's a war that changed the course of human history? You might think of epic battles and powerful leaders like Joan of Arc. But what if I said there's more to this war than meets the eye? It's a tale of secret codes, brilliant minds, and quiet heroes. Welcome to the 100 Years' War, a conflict so vast it spanned multiple generations. This isn't your typical war story. This is the untold story of the codebreakers who worked tirelessly in silence to outsmart the enemy. Now imagine a world without smartphones or internet. Communication was a lot trickier back then, especially during wartime. Secrets were shared through coded messages, hidden in plain sight. In the thick of the Second World War, the Germans had a secret weapon, a machine called Enigma. It scrambled messages so only those who knew the code could understand them. And they took the code with them everywhere, even on submarines that prowled the seas. For the Allies, it was a real headache. They needed a way to crack the Enigma code, and they needed it fast. Enter Alan Turing, a name synonymous with genius. He led a top-secret mission at Bletchley Park in Britain. It was here, away from the front lines, that a battle of wits was being fought. Not with swords and shields, but with ciphers and machines. Now let's meet our heroes, the codebreakers. These men and women weren't soldiers, but they were just as brave. Imagine sitting in a dimly lit room filled with stacks of coded German messages. Each one was like a puzzle, a jumble of letters that hid secrets about enemy movements and plans. It was a race against time. Every day that Enigma remained unbroken, lives were lost and secrets leaked. Their work was shrouded in secrecy. They couldn't even tell their families what they were doing. If the Germans had found out, well, it would have been worse than failing a test. It could mean execution. It's easy to underestimate the challenge they faced. Can you imagine trying to crack a code when the machine generating it can produce billions of possible combinations every day? The odds were stacked against them. But the codebreakers didn't just face external pressure. They also dealt with skepticism from within. You see, before Turing joined the fray, British intelligence believed breaking Enigma was a waste of time. They thought the Germans were just changing their codes too often. But Turing saw potential where others saw only complexity. Now, picture this. A team of engineers led by Turing and mathematician Gordon Welchman set about building something extraordinary, a machine named the bomb. This device wasn't your typical war machine. It was an early computer. It looked like a giant typewriter with tons of wires sticking out. But don't let its appearance fool you. This machine was a marvel of engineering. When traditional methods failed, the bomb bay stepped in. With its army of rotating wheels and intricate wiring, this machine tested thousands of potential solutions in mere minutes, a task that would have taken humans months. It was like having a personal assistant, but instead of fetching coffee, this one could break encryption. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were moments when the bomb failed or produced the wrong answers. It was frustrating, but it was also a learning experience. Each setback was a step closer to success. Finally, the moment arrived. The bomb produced its first complete message. It was a simple, "We have left," yet it was a monumental achievement. It meant the Allies were now one step ahead. They could read messages about German troop movements, decipher their plans, and stay one step ahead. This victory had a ripple effect, shortening the war and potentially saving countless lives. But here's the twist. The codebreakers didn't become famous for their roles in the war. Their work was kept secret for decades. After the war ended, the codebreakers returned to their everyday lives. Some went back to school, some started families, and some continued to work in intelligence. It was only later that the full extent of their contributions was revealed. So why do these unsung heroes deserve a second role? First, their work saved lives. By cracking Enigma, the Allies gained valuable intelligence, possibly shortening the war and reducing casualties. Second, they pioneered computer science. The bomb and other code-breaking machines were among the earliest computers. They paved the way for modern encryption and data processing. Lastly, they offer a different perspective on war. Most stories focus on battles and leaders, but the real impact is felt by ordinary people like the codebreakers. Their quiet courage and intellectual prowess were just as vital to the Allied victory as any military campaign. Let's take a moment to honor these forgotten heroes, shall we? Their names might not be as known as some generals, but their impact was just as profound. People like Bill II, who designed the structure of the bomb machine. His brilliance made it possible to crack Enigma. Then there's Tommy Flowers, the man who built the Colossus, the first programmable electronic computer. He helped turn coded messages from enemies into readable English. And we can't forget the women who worked as code breakers and bomb operators. They played a pivotal role in the effort, helping to decrypt messages and operate the complex machines that made it all possible. They might not have been frontline soldiers, but their contribution to the war effort was immeasurable. Their dedication and perseverance helped shorten the war and save countless lives. It's important to remember that war isn't just fought on the battlefield. The efforts of these unsung heroes behind the scenes are equally crucial. So next time you hear about the Second World War, think of the codebreakers at Bletchley Park. Remember the men and women who dared to think differently, who toiled in relative obscurity, whose contributions only came to light long after the war was over. But it's not just their stories that should be remembered, but their spirit, the spirit of innovation, the pursuit of knowledge, and the courage to challenge the status quo. These are the qualities that define humanity's greatest achievements. The work done at Bletchley Park didn't end with the war. It laid the foundation for the digital age we live in today. The computers that helped crack Enigma also helped usher in a new era of technology. It's a legacy that continues to shape our world. So let us be inspired by the codebreakers of Bletchley Park. Let us embrace the power of intellect, the magic of machines, and the importance of perseverance. Because it's not always the loudest voices or the most visible actions that make the biggest impact. Sometimes it's the quietest ones that leave the most profound mark on history. The legacy of Bletchley Park is a testament to that. A world without computers or widespread internet might be hard to imagine today. Many things we take for granted, like online banking, instant messaging, and GPS navigation, rely on encryption and data processing made possible by the work of Turing and his team. Consider for a moment how much information is exchanged around the world every day, every second. Emails, text messages, financial transactions, all of it relies on secure encryption. And while we often think of Silicon Valley or tech giants when we think of encryption, it was the work of Turing and the codebreakers that laid the initial groundwork. The techniques they developed, the machines they built, they were the first steps in a journey that has brought us to this point. It's a legacy that extends far beyond the realm of war and intelligence. It's a legacy that has shaped the very fabric of modern communication. And when we talk about the impact of their work, we're not just talking about the past. We're talking about the present and the future. As we navigate an increasingly digital world, the importance of secure encryption and data protection is more critical than ever. Can you imagine a world where every conversation, every transaction was exposed to prying eyes? It might sound like a far-fetched scenario, but it's a reality that the codebreakers of Bletchley Park worked tirelessly to prevent. So let us celebrate not just their historic achievement, but their enduring relevance in our lives. Let us recognize that the work they did during the Second World War continues to resonate in the 21st century. It's a legacy that deserves our admiration, our respect, and our gratitude. Because in many ways, the world we live in today is the world they helped create. As we bring this episode to a close, let us reflect on the profound impact of the codebreakers of Bletchley Park. These unsung heroes, shrouded in secrecy for decades, played a pivotal role in shaping the outcome of the Second World War. Their work not only helped shorten the war and save countless lives, but also laid the foundation for modern computer science. It's a legacy that extends beyond the realm of intelligence and warfare. It's a legacy that has touched every aspect of our modern lives. So as we move forward, let us carry their spirit with us. Let us embrace the power of intellect, the magic of machines, and the courage to challenge the conventional. For it's through these values that we can continue to innovate, to explore, and to secure the world we inhabit. As you wrap up this journey through history's hidden heroes, we invite you to become part of our story. If you've enjoyed this glimpse into the world of code breaking and want to explore more untold tales that have shaped our world, hit subscribe. Together, we can keep their legacy alive, ensuring that their stories continue to inspire generations to come. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the quietest actions have the loudest impact.